friends, Roots and Vegetables, Manzaview 2.0 here, and welcome to Reading Out Stories, Villain's Tales, Part 4. Today we're reading the Villains Part 2. If you need to recap on what happened in Villains Part 1, it ended with them being surrounded underground by military people. I'd say timeline-wise, that just as like an explanation, is that Tiger Lily and the Villains Part 1 took place at the same time. Because at the end of Tiger Lily Part 1, they say about going to meet the villain kids. And that's about where we are. Chapter 1, 3 arrested, 1 escape. I wonder what's going to happen in this chapter, guys. I wonder. We are going to read the whole of Villains Part 2. I would love to start the Elementals, and while we definitely could read a chapter or two, I think it's best to keep, like, one section per video, and I think stuff like the Elementals and Tiger Lily Part 2 will be spread into 2 bits, so when we do get to the Elementals part, we'll read 6 chapters in the first video on it, and, like, 7 chapters in the second video on it. But yeah. The military people made the kids follow them out of the tunnel. As they walked through the tunnel, Otak was trying to plan an escape while squeezing Ellie's hand as she was trembling with fear. She knew what to do. She knew that the kids they had fought would be up top, and only one of them could escape. I remember this is pretty cool. They made it to the top, and Otak punched an army man right in the face. She then nodded to Peter and Harry. They understood and began to attack as well. Ellie, go! Fly away! Get your eagles to grab the snakes and fly away. Worry about us later, shouted Otak. But I don't want to leave you all, replied Ellie, who was scared. Go! Shouted all the kids at once. Ellie was flapping her wings and gliding into the air. An electro appeared and shot electricity at her, almost knocking her out of the sky. Otak howled to her wolves, and Harry laughed to his hyenas. And they all stopped, then followed Ellie as she flew, with Electra zapping electricity at them. Even the soul pets of the others reluctantly joined Ellie as they ran away. Leave them! Shouted Cordelia. She's a little girl. She can't do much. She will probably give herself up later. Electra just nodded, giving no vocal response. Okay, the thing about Electra is she's physically mute. I never got this far, so I'm okay with saying what's going to happen, but at one point the villains were going to capture Electra and then try to get information out of her, and then she's just going to be like, I physically can't speak. But yeah. They just sat down next to each other. Cordelia blabbered onto Electra, who just nodded or smiled, but still didn't speak. Meanwhile, Gex had joined the fight against the villain kids, and was loving every part of it. He sprung around doing backflips and somersaults. The army men were getting the kids under control by hitting them over the head with guns. Jesus Christ. To which them was knocked out cold and loaded into the back of a police car. Ellie had been flying for a while, making sure no one was pursuing her. She eventually landed in a cave. She immediately crumpled down to the floor and started crying. How was she meant to go save them all? She felt hopeless. Uno went and snuggled up to her. Uno is her soul pet, if you don't remember. And Diggin, although not being her soul pet, came and curled up on her lap and licked her face. Cinder came over and did the same, and Sirius curled up around her neck. Ellie smiled. Then she heard a sound that sounded like footsteps at the entrance of the cave. The wolf immediately put themselves in front of Ellie. Ellie had a feeling her sister had told them to protect her at all costs. Who is there? Shouted Ellie. I would reveal myself if I was you, unless you want to get attacked by 50-ish wolves, around 25 hyenas, 10 eagles, and a few snakes. Hi, I'm Tiger Lily, said Tiger Lily. They're meeting. Yippee. Oh my god, you're Tiger Lily. Like, actually Tiger Lily. And oh my god, there's Daisy Chain, Prince, Miley, Azalea, and the boy who was always with you. Azalea's been with them for, like, 2 days. How do you know Azalea is, like... Okay, it's fine. Or, like, I think she was with them a week, actually, but still. You're, like, the best villain, shouted Ellie, almost ecstatically, and the wolves lowered their guards. The boy, how charming. I am Chi-Chi, said Chi-Chi. Isn't there meant to be more of you? I heard about 4 kids, asked Azalea. Yeah, Auntie AZ There is only one here, and there's meant to be four. Honestly, you could do maths. Daisy Chain, please. Why is Daisy Chain like this? She's just mean. You're not Ellie, the girl with eagles, right? Said Daisy Chain as calm as ever. Yeah, that is right. I'm Ellie. It was meant to be my sister Otak and my friends Peter and Harry here, but they were all arrested, and they expect me to break them out of prison. How am I meant to do that? Asked Ellie, beginning to tear up. It's like we came at the right time, said Tiger with a smile growing on her face. What do you mean? Asked Ellie curiously. We just broke Tiger out of the maximum security female prison. Casually. Real casual. So Daisy Chain still a calm expression on her face. Which means your sister and friends will be at juvenile detention centres, which at the most are medium security, said Chi-Chi, also beginning to smile. So this should be a breeze, said Azalea. You guys will really help me? Asked Ellie, who was still sad. Tears started to form in her eyes. Azalea ran up to her and hugged her. Daisy Chain calmly put her arm around her, and Chi-Chi gave her some tissues to wipe her eyes with. Tiger Lee bent down to Ellie. Yes, we will. That is a promise. Ellie smiled. Soon enough, they were all sitting down. The tigers, after letting the wolves and hyenas sniff them, started to play with them, while Cinder and Diggin wrestled. The eagles were cleaning their feathers, and so was Uno, while perched on Ellie's shoulder. The snakes had found the warmest part of the cave and all went to sleep there, including Sirius. Chapter 2. The Court for Otak at the Female Juvenile Detention Centre. Otak was taken to court far away from her friends. She was truly alone. She had cuffs on as they deemed her dangerous. And her parents had no money, and they didn't care enough to pay for a lawyer. So she was given a public defender. It's crazy that in this her parents are alive. Because in the current story, Otak, their parents are kind of dead. You know, the drama club tragedy. I can't say tragedy. I forgot Otak had a last name. The defendant, Miss Otak Forrest. I mean, that can still be their last name. Was found at site with 3 other accomplices trying to steal a crystal that was stolen and taken by the escape, said the prosecutor. Objection! Shouted the defender. The defendant was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, definitely. You definitely didn't fight people and do villain speeches. Objection overruled, said the judge, banging the hammer. This was not good for Otak. I'd like to clarify that was not good for Otak. I would like to offer a plea bargain, Your Honour, requested the prosecutor. Go ahead, said the judge. If you tell me where your sister is and all those animals ran to you with the crystal, you will only serve 1 month juvenile detention sentence and 1 year of house arrest. And an 8 p.m. curfew with an ankle monitor for 3 years, said the prosecutor, smiling. There was a long pause of silence. I'm not going to give up my little sister. The fact you would even suggest I do that disgusts me, replied Otak with a snarl. The public defender was terrible. To be fair to the public defender, Otak is very guilty, and they're not denying that. Otak is not cooperating at all, and after a while, the prosecutor presenting evidence, it was time for the jury to come to a decision. They left the room while Otak waited in anticipation. This would be life-changing. This would decide if she would have a criminal record. You're like a known criminal, Otak. Or if she would go to prison for a long time, but she believed Ellie would get her out. The jury returned, and the judge announced it. The jury finds the defendant, Miss Otak Forrest, guilty of theft and assault. You are sentenced to 3 years in juvenile detention centre until you are 18, then 10 years in a maximum security female correctional facility. Otak just accepted it. She didn't cry at all. She knew her sister could get her out of this mess. As she was taken away to the jail bus for the juvenile detention centre waiting outside, the bus was soon driving down the road, past beautiful trees and lush green fields of grass. She could even see fluffy sheep enjoying the lovely, luscious emerald green grass. Do I really have to keep explaining how it's luscious? She saw birds soaring up above bathing in freedom, something that she knew she wouldn't have for a while and would miss dearly. But most of all, she would miss her sister. Oh, that's cute. As they got closer, the sky got darker, which was just typical. The luscious green field vanished, and all there was that she could see was a grey building of hell. She soon arrived and was searched and scanned and given an orange prison outfit to put on. Then her mugshot was taken. She just smiled at the camera because she didn't really care. She was then cuffed again. They put a metal-like bracelet on her wrist and took her along a block of cells till they opened one for her. As she entered the cell, it was quite big, and there was 5 beds in the cell. She then saw 3 girls in the cell, each sitting on their part of the bunk bed. There was 5 beds, but they're each... Okay, I don't know what's going on in this story, but you know what's fine. They're bunk beds. The 2 in the same bunk bed were talking about nothing in particular, while the girl on top of the other bunk bed was just crying. The cell door shut behind her. She wondered what were these girls like. She gulped, but she wasn't afraid. Soon enough, the 2 girls that weren't crying came up to her. "Hi, I'm Shimigala. Everyone's meeting. This is the Oda." And a girl crying on top of the bunk is Mela. "What I guess from the way you look and your distinct grey hair is that you're otak, right?" said Shimigala as happily as ever. "Yeah, I recognise all you from the newspapers. You look like the goth. You look like a goth, like you did in the papers. Is orange the new black?" Okay. That's the line. "You accidentally raised the dead, then assaulted or attempted to with your boyfriend." The Oda, half light, half dark, also has super speed and ability of flight. Guess they don't let you out in the yard. Good point. "Robbed a couple of places with your brother, flipped a lot of coins, then got caught by Aquilia." And Mela, I can't quite believe that is Mela. Is the Mela I heard about, with the power to control bravery. With Pet Monkey Monkey, she would steal things. Thank you for the recap, Otak. Something was mentioned last chapter. She would steal things. She also said Otak. She was also... I skipped a line. She would steal things. She became a professional. Put one girl in a coma and sliced a boy's leg off. So the Juvie kids, timeline-wise, must have happened before Tiger Lily and the Villains Part 1. Okay. The timeline's not at all confusing. Sliced the boy's leg off and was caught by Aquilia. Also, caught by Aquilia also, said Otak, successfully remembering each of them. "We can't use our powers. The bracelet stops us," said the Oda. And Shimigala spoke again. "Also, we all agreed on something as soon as Mela joined us in this cell." "Well, I didn't till I flipped a coin," interrupted the Oda. "Yeah," continued Shimigala. "We both have kindness in our hearts. We would rather be in the same cell with allies rather than enemies. Like in anime? Like in anime. Okay. When all the characters come together to defeat a greater being and save each other." "Just get to the point, Shimi," shouted Mela between sobs. Mela's already calling Shimigala Shimi, and Shimi's letting her. "Yes, of course," replied Shimigala, a bit scared. "We like to sleep in peace and should help each other and have each other's back." "I can agree to that," replied Otak. She extended her hand and shook all their hands. "Do you have any plan to get out of here? You seem like a logical person," said Mela, still sobbing. Otak climbed up to the top bunk and put her arm around Mela like she would when her little sister was upset. Aww. This is funny because in the current story, I'm pretty sure Mela and Otak aren't really going to talk that much. Like, they're in very different groups. I don't think there's going to be the opportunity for them to very often. Even though Mela was a year older than her. "I have a little sister who escaped getting caught. I have full faith in her getting me out of this mess. In my little group, I'm the leader, Peter is the brains, and Harry is the muscle. Ellie is like the baby of the group, but she is resourceful. She is smart, but not quite as much as Peter. She is strong, but not as strong as Harry. And she is my sister. We share the same blood, so she has leadership in her. I also understand your sadness. I miss my soul pet Diggin a lot, said Otak confidently. You really trust and love your sister. That's adorable. It's almost like, said Shimigala before getting interrupted by Mela. Don't finish that sentence if you're going to say anime, okay, Shimi? Okay, fine, replied Shimigala, and everyone laughed. They had an hour or in their cells till it was lights out, so the kids would joke around and play games. Would you rather fight one demon-sized chicken or one chicken-sized demon? Asked Shimigala. For some reason, as soon as I remembered it, but I don't remember why. I feel like it was inspired by this one thing from this one game, but I can't remember what. You know what, it's fine. That's exactly the kind of thing Shimigala would say. Shimigala and her pre-crumbled cookies. Leoda carved a stone to resemble a coin. Okay, Leoda. She then flipped it. One chicken-sized demon. I need to think of my answer. One demon-sized chicken or one chicken-sized demon? One demon-sized chicken? Because what's the chicken gonna do? I guess. One chicken-sized demon. One demon-sized chicken, said Odak, smiling. One chicken-sized demon, said Mela, once again sobbing. Okay. They played for a bit longer. Then it was lights out. They all went to bed on the painful, uncomfortable prison beds. Chapter 3. Harry and Peter and the Male Juvenile Detention Centre. Harry and Peter's luck in court was very similar to Otak's. Both were given the opportunity to say where Ellie is. Both refused, and were both given the same amount of time as Otak. They arrived at the prison. It was loud and unruly. It almost sounded like there was a prison riot going on right there and then. But no, it was just full of teenage boys. Fair. Oh wait, the 5 beds. Why did the 5 beds only confuse me? Obviously, there's no. No wait, it still makes sense. Okay, never mind. They were practically shoved down the cell block. Peter even fell over, but Harry helped him up. They were violently pushed into a cell. This is intense. There was 2 other boys there. Welcome to hell, where there's no caffeine or coke. That is spelled so wrong. Of any kind. I get 3 hours of sleep a week. I can't live. I can't use my power because of this stupid bracelet. You know, I think it'd be funnier if I voiced Mecha like he was a drug addict, despite the fact it's meant to be Coca-Cola he's addicted to. So one of the boys. I'm Dako, and that there is Mecha. I guess you two are, by the way you look. Peter and Harry said Dako was looking at you. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Was he just like, oh, you guys need to see this meme that my friend, Flaming Gaming 7, sent me the other day. Actually, he's like the only person that watches his videos, but still. I'll put it up on the screen now. It's so funny because he was like Dako be like, and he's so right. Why is Dako like this? Like, he just does everything ever evilly, and it's so unnecessary, but it's also funny. I don't like the fact you can see the ceiling. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I need to do Harry's laughs again. Time for my microphone to break again and me to be demonic. However, I can't do it as I did last time because this time I'm not home alone, so... It's like that. Okay, the microphone picked up that. You are correct, said Harry. This prison is giving me some bad vibes. I think we should become allies. I don't know if that picked up because my microphone's terrible sometimes. Sure, yeah, yes, said Mecha almost frantically. Yes, maybe then we can cause some real mischief, said Dako once again evenly. Okay. Peter smiled, then started to get itchy all over his arm, and boy, it almost looked like he was shedding. Why did I say it like that? Boy, it almost looked like he was shedding. What is going on? He said, startled. Oh, you had a boy of snakes. I mean pythons. They shed maybe side effect of your power, said Mecha, still sounding insane. He's insane without the coke, guys. Mecha is the coke addict. The boys were about to go to sleep when Peter saw the schedule. Rise and shine. 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Rise at 5 a.m. Seriously? 6 a.m. I didn't put two extra S's in the shower. Oh my god. Shower, 7 a.m. Breakfast, 8 a.m. Yard, 9 a.m. Free time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Work, 12 p.m. Lunch, 1 p.m. Yard, 2 p.m. Free time, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Education, 10 p.m. Dinner, 11 p.m. Bed. Repeat. That schedule looks like hell. 6 hours of sleep? Peter complained, and they all went to sleep. The 5 a.m. rise and shine bells rang. The boys woke up and chatted till 6 a.m. when all the cells were opened. They then headed for breakfast, where the problem arises. Oi, new kids, do you know your place? Said a boy coming up to them, staring Peter in the eyes. Yeah, we know ours, but do you know yours? Said Harry, putting himself between them, even starting to snarl like a hyena. Harry being defensive of his boyfriend. I mean, what? Who said that? Not me, definitely. Maybe you don't know, but I am top dog around here. Show a little respect from the boy now trying to intimidate Harry, but it wasn't working. Don't do anything stupid, Peter said to Harry. He then motioned to Dako and Mecha to get up, who had just been watching while eating. Dako with an evil smile. This is where comments are important. They were eating Dako with an evil smile. They were all allies, so they were going to show. So they had to show that by being near Harry. Hyenas beat dogs. If you're top dog, that makes me top hyena. What are you going to do, little doggy? Taunted Harry, who did not look like he was going to back down. All of a sudden, the boy threw a punch, which Harry dodged. He then punched the boy right in the face. Blood squirted out of his nose. He seemed a bit stunned. Then Mecha grabbed one of his arms. Dako grabbed the other, and Peter grabbed his feet, holding him in place. Learn your place, yeah? Laughed Harry. The boy looked scared, but he wasn't going to give up. Never, he shouted, and Harry punched him in the face several times and kicked him in a painful place. Okay, glad to know I still like to make male characters get kicked in the balls in my old stories. Glad that's never changed. Then kicked him in the stomach and punched it. His friends then let go and he punched the kid in the face. He fell to the floor and couldn't even make himself stand. The best he could do was sit. The rest of the day went well. All other inmates respected them and would keep out of their way. How did they not get in trouble? There's like a million cameras in prison. Chapter 4, The Breakout. Now was the time which they would break out Harry, Peter, and Otak. Ellie was excited to be able to see them again. Soon she would be happy. She became great friends with Daisy Chain as she was younger than her and was still very much a child. She also liked Azalea and Chi-Chi, but not as much. Okay. And Tiger Lily was great also. First place to go was the female juvenile detention centre, with the full force of 2 tigers, 50-ish wolves, 25-ish hyenas, around 10 snakes, and around 10 eagles. Get Otak, then go to the male one, which conveniently was right next door. Well, I didn't hide the fact it was convenient. Okay. and break Peter and Harry out with the help of Otak. It was going to be at night, so is everyone ready? Asked Ellie nervously. Yes, they all responded eagerly. They soon left the safety of the cave. Ellie flew above with the eagles. Una was now about the equivalent to a teenage eagle. The other eagles had taught him how to fly. How much time has passed? He wasn't a master at it, but he could do it. So he flew along next to his beloved owner. Daisy Chain, Azalea, and Chi-Chi rode on the tigers. Tiger Lily rode on one of the walls as they gave her permission to. They soon arrived outside the prison and went straight for the gate. It was electric. Ellie and her eagles soared above it gracefully while Daisy Chain, using her daisy chains, built a basket under the animals and everyone else lifting them over. But this drained a lot of her power, but she managed to stay conscious. Whereas previously she would have fainted. How much time has passed? Because it has not been that much time. How is her power suddenly improved? Soon they were spotted by guards, so Chi-Chi sang a loud lullaby, making it so it wouldn't affect his friends. Soon all the guards had drifted to sleep, which would stop them from raising the alarms. They made their way inside, found the control room, then opened all the cells. Otak soon saw them and came running with her friends. Ellie, I knew you could do it. Wait, is that Tiger Lily and her squad? Her squad, she said as she hugged her little sister. Wait, like actual Tiger Lily? Wow, said Mela, for once not in tears. I kind of forgot that in this one, some of the villains are kind of like celebrities. Like, I know Tiger Lily is like a celebrity. And I remember that Shadow is more popular than Layla, and it really pisses Layla off. Like, really? And it's funny. Yes, she promised to help us. Who are those people with you? Asked Addie curiously. My cellmate, she responded. Introductions later. We have to go get the others, said Daisy Chain as calmly as ever. Sure, Otak responded, then howled and saw Diggin and all the rest of her pack racing towards her. She picked up Diggin, who was still small enough to pick up, and gave him a hug, during which she was licked in the face. She then instructed him to bite off her bracelet, as soul pets were a lot stronger than normal animals. It worked. She then made him do her friend's bracelets. They moved over to the male juvenile detention center. They then made Chi-Chi make the guards fall asleep. They got over the fence once again by using daisy chains. They unlocked the cells, found Harry and Peter with their friends. They then got over the fences and headed back to the cave. That was easy. That was extremely easy. If Current Me was writing Villain Tales, that would have been like several chapters probably, and there would have been like some grand brawl. Now it's time for introductions, said Tiger Lily. I'm Mecha, the boy who can control tiredness, said Mecha, who sounded like he really needed a Coke. Shimigara was next to him, hugging him. I am Shimigara, the girl who can raise the dead, but doesn't quite know how it works, and this is best with anime. Anime is great. Did you... Shimi, be quiet about anime. I'm Mela, a contract thief. I was a professional with my pet monkey until Aquila got us. I can control bravery, but right now I'm missing my monkey, said Mela, between sobs. I'm Dako, the boy of darkness, pure evil. Okay, said Dako, smiling maliciously. Okay, bro. I am the Oda, the girl of light and dark. I decide everything by the flip of a coin, said the Oda. In case you didn't know, I'm Otak. This is Ellie, Peter, Harry, Tiger Lily, Daisy Chain, Azalea, and Chi-Chi, said Otak, smiling. I need Coke to live, said Mecha, sounding the same while Shimigara was still hugging him. Harry walked up to the little storage cabinet they had and threw a can to Mecha, who drank it immediately. I guess this cave is going to be pretty crowded with so many people, so many of us, hissed Peter. I think this is why I decided there was too many characters in one place. Actually, we've decided to go and find a new base of operations for us. We don't want to take up space, said Tiger Lily. But Daisy Chain, if you want to stay here, that's fine. We won't leave. No, I feel it's too crowded, but we shall remain forever allies. Ellie, I do not normally grow attached to people. I think I feel something about you. You feel like a friend. So keep in touch. Aw, that was sweet, said Daisy Chain, as she tossed Ellie a phone. It already has my number saved. You're my best friend, Daisy Chain. Hope to see you soon, said Ellie. I kind of forgot about their friendship. It's kind of sweet, said Ellie as she ran and hugged Daisy Chain. Daisy Chain at first stood there in shock, then wrapped her arms around Ellie. Well, we best head out now, as we have the cover of night, said Tiger Lily as she helped daisy chain and Azalea's hands. They left, and Chi-Chi and the tigers followed close behind. Well, I guess it's just the 9 of us then. Casually, just the 9 of us. Okay, the end. So much. I'm so tempted to read that bit, but the video's already 32 minutes, so next week we're gonna read The Elements of Dark and Light Chronicles, which is later in Shadow Star. Yippee! And yeah, so I'm gonna thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. So bye, friends, fruits and vegetables.